Oh, I,
Hello and happy new year to anyone who may or may not be watching this. See, I even included the people who aren't watching this
wow,
because everyone deserves
that
to
is
have a
the
happy
whole
new year.
world. You've just welcomed everyone.
Exactly.
Everyone
Because
across
why
space and time has just been welcomed to this ye old mistake that is me playing these games.
Oh, for a second there, I thought you were going to say that was a mistake or something. But anyway, uh,
No,
whilst
I'm
it
not
is
that bad at the game that I've already started making mistakes.
there is I Am the Night Part 6. I'm going to do a quick mic check if you don't mind.
Yes, as long as you do not scream down my ear, that is fine. Where the fuck am I? Do diddly do do do. Bum ba ba bum ba dum. We have one people's watching. The one people's
Looks
being
like
Bradley.
Looks like our mic check turned out peachy keen.
Good. I've made a terrible decision here. Shit.
What would that be?
I went back to
Batman Arkham City. I don't know much about physics, but I am sure that glide should not be working anymore with that cape looking like that.
yeah, it ain't really doing very good, is it? Yeah, climb.
Then
Batman, thank you.
again, he's Batman.
That is the only explanation anyone has ever needed. It is
I'm Batman.
it is very
uh,
suitable.
it's silly and it's campy, but I love it.
You gotta love the explanation that isn't an explanation.
Yeah.
It is just it's totally just that'll do, isn't it? As an explanation.
Is a bit.
Well, I mean, it did come about from a spoof
Oh,
thing,
that's sad.
so I mean, I think it was made really popular by the How It Should Have Ended series.
Oh, that's okay, fair enough.
They were the
I was thinking
ones.
about the first time I heard it, like in an official thing, which was uh Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh, you just mean the I'm Batman as opposed to the because I'm Batman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the I'm Batman was very kind of like from the start, like, what are you?
I'm Batman.
Yeah, the kind of scaring the shit out of poor people. Um,
I suppose when you
but
put it like that.
but what the fuck am I doing?
God, Batman is enormous. This guy, he's enormous. He's massive.
Loads. There was a whole debate at one point on the Reddit whether he had one arm bigger than the other, and I think it's just because of perspective. I'm not totally sure.
Oh my God. People will argue about the silliest things.
You are not wrong.
But I suppose it can be fun sometimes to argue about something silly,
Yes.
considering all the serious issues that get argued about.
I
Anyway,
am not going to do Riddler trophies because some of them, because
I'll
they're,
be
well, you don't have to do all of them, and some of them are pretty boring. So
fair.
I'll do proper side missions, and then I might do some Riddler trophy stuff when we're not on air one time, just to kind of meet the limit, so I can show you the full ending with Riddler.
I okay. So speaking of
Um,
DC, and this is
Speaking of
pretty
DC,
topical.
okay, I think I've got. So yeah, I think as you said, we'll talk about DC shit because I mean we should, given that we're playing Batman. We
Yeah,
do
it's
we do
Batman.
spend a lot of time talking about Marvel stuff. But I have also had an idea from listening to a podcast recently, and it
Hmm.
just someone basically was kind of, well, the classic thing that we've said a couple of times about Eternal should have been a series. So I was thinking maybe later on today, we'll have basically go through all of um, all of Phase Four and basically say that should have been a series and that should have been
A
a
movie.
a movie. Yeah,
Okay, that's an interesting idea, and I'm
But
gonna have to get a
we'll
list of Phase 4 stuff up.
Yeah, you could just do if you just go onto Disney Plus, that's probably the easiest way.
Oh yeah, good idea.
You can just scroll along, but we'll do that later after because I feel like we always spend ages talking about Marvel and and we're playing a fucking DC property. So
Yes.
no,
Yeah.
um,
Would you like to start or shall I? Because oh my god.
um, I mean, I'll just start because I haven't got much to say.
Okay.
I recently got the Flash season 7 and 8 on DVD.
Ooh.
Um, and
Ah yes, I remember when you sent me that.
it is so this is the first time in a long time that
Mm.
um I have been kind of thrown back into that world, and I watch it very differently to Bradley, who has patience and all that
Doesn't
jazz.
binge.
And well, you watch all of the Arrowverse shows in order, one at a time.
Yes.
I don't
The
have that kind of
payoffs on the crossovers are so good though.
I don't have that kind of patience. So what I'll do is I'll just binge a show, like as many episodes as I can watch in a night, and then so I mean I used to do it as I'd basically finish a series in a day. Good
Flipping
old
heck.
Flash would literally come back into my life for a single day, and then it would be gone again for another year.
That really fits though.
While
That's perfect.
I wait. I mean, it doesn't fit because there are only
It's just
so
like,
many.
pew,
There.
pew.
Oh, I
No,
see what you're
it's
doing.
like the Flash actually.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Coming through and going out.
No,
Really
no.
fast.
I just meant because I mean there aren't that many hours in the day, but I do manage. Like I basically wait for each DVD to come out dirt cheap on eBay or Amazon, and then get it and binged the fuck out of it. No, thank you. And so that is how I watched Flash. Arrow, I kind of took a bit more time because I enjoyed Arrow a lot more than parts of Flash. And so Flash, also I feel like Flash is slightly designed to be watched quicker because there's a lot of ridiculous cliffhangers in the final seconds, while Arrow, I feel like you get more episodic things. And the progression is a little bit slower with Arrow, while Flash will resolve the main episode and then do like a hook after the initial credits every single fucking time. And so this is my point, and this is where I'll conclude my talking about it, because obviously I don't want to spoil Bradley for any actual significant things. But every single hook has made me almost fall off the sofa laughing because of how ridiculous they have been. And good God, I forgot how silly the writing can be at times, because I don't know if I just forgot or if it's leaned more into the ridiculousness of it. But good God, some of the lines, I couldn't help but blurt out a really quick, just... That wasn't a real laugh, which is why it sounded like a little bit like the Joker, because that forced kind of laughing is actually quite difficult to do naturally. So,
Yeah.
there you go.
Heard a trick
There's
once.
my Joker. There's my Joker audition.
I heard a trick to fake laughing once, and it's about.
It's thinking about someone you don't like getting hit in the balls. That's how you do
start
it.
doing it as you exhale. Like a lot of people inhale and then try to do it, but you're supposed to exhale first or something. I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But anyway, so if that's you concluded, then
That's me concluded. Yeah, I just forgot how fun it is. And silly it is, and it's made me laugh a lot, and it's really made January a fun time. And I will probably do Flash Season 7, Legend Season 1, Flash Season 8, Legend Season 2.
Good.
Because that's just how I like to watch stuff. I like to watch one thing at a time, because it's just easier for me.
What do
I
you
can't.
know
I can't be asked to take the. I mean,
for?
are you watching it on streaming? Actually,
Yes, actually, yes. I
yeah,
don't know why I struggle so much with that question.
yeah, that's also a thing for me. Is because for you, I guess it's quite easy to just change over to a
Just check
different
over to the next one.
different
Yeah.
box. While for me, I'd have to take out the fucking
Oh,
disc every
seriously?
time.
Oh my god, why?
We are definitely of the generation that's just like, oh, it's so
I just
hard.
found out that Jedi Fallen Order is one of the monthly games for January.
When did you buy? Did you buy
I
it?
bought it like a couple of months ago, and I haven't actually started it yet because I wanted to finish up some of my backlog first.
Well, that was silly, wasn't it, Bradley?
Yeah. Got no one to blame but myself. Anyway,
I've
so
done that a few times, and but you can't forget how happy you were at the time to realise that you could play this. I mean, there
yes.
was a period of time when I was doing nothing but replaying Marvel's Spider-Man, the Insomniac game, but I was just autopiloting it and not enjoying it anymore. And
Yeah.
I was talking to my dad, and he just said, "Well, just try something new. Even if you don't enjoy it, just try something new." And that is how I fell in love with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Which is one of my favourite games of all time.
It is good. I really should get back to it one of these.
Oh shit, yeah, I forgot I guilt tripped you into playing that.
It is so good, but it's also like so long.
Well, I mean, yeah, you who played Ghost by just doing all of the side stuff.
That's true.
And I'm guessing you kind of messed.
I do like
you're
to,
dotting.
I do like to,
I'm guessing you're dotting about while, for me, I follow a bit of the story to get me to to get to the next area, and then I just piss about on the island that it took me to for hours.
Deadshot struck again.
So I don't know if that's not really your style, though, is it? You like to.
I like to explore a lot of what I can, if not all of it.
Yeah, rather than following a particular mission chain or whatever.
Yeah, because I feel like if it's open world, then then I feel like I might as well play to the beat of my own drum.
Yeah, no, it's it's one of those games that is quite difficult to drop into.
Yeah, like one of the problems is I haven't played it for ages now, and it's like getting back to it may or may not be a struggle. You know what I mean? But
well, I mean that's what I did. I started it, and then I just didn't kind of really get caught in it. And that's when my dad said, just try it, just try something new. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to try this again. And I fell totally in love with it. So there we go. But, what were we talking about? You were talking about Jedi Fallen Order.
I want to talk about Arrowverse because I just saw an episode.
Yes, please tell me about Arrowverse before you burst. Before you arrow burst.
Rest in peace, Laurel Logs.
Oh, thank fuck, you finally got there. The Lamp Sisters are naught for free. Here we go.
The bit where Quentin comes in at the end and sees Oliver looking like, body language wise, telling him she didn't make it. And he just like collapses. He falls to his knees, and I just thought, this a poor bastard, man. He's gone through. He's had to watch. He's had 2 daughters, and he's had to watch them die 3 times.
Question is, are they going to go back on his character development and make him fucking hate Oliver again? Because that's what happened the last time his daughter died.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It's such a shame because, like, I feel I was I thought, I found Laurel a bit, annoying at the start.
What, in
And
season
then
one?
in season one, bit of season two, but she really pulled it back, turned things around, and became a really, fun and enjoyable and likable character. And just in time to get killed off. Okay, maybe
Mm-hmm.
not just in time to get killed off, but
Well, you know what they say.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't keep a lance alive.
Can't keep a lance alive.
Except for the original comic book version, who is a total badass and is great.
Mm.
Also, I should get you deceased at some point because she becomes a Green Lantern.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I do love that the zombie series being called Deceased.
Good.
I
Spell
see.
DCEASED.
Oh, that's cool.
Inspired.
Yeah, that is, it's a lot snappier than Marvel Zombies. Which is,
Yeah, they couldn't have really called it Mumbies, could they?
Zombies.
Oh, look at the amount of takedowns you get when Bane's helping you. Bane hits 4 people to the floor in one go. I get my combo. Ah, shit. I could have done that whole thing without any damage.
There was,
Bane! Stop fucking hitting me!
there was a series of movies that we watched at Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't Die Hard, which would have been, actual Christmas movies. Would you like to hazard a guess as to what they were?
Were they Christmassy at all?
No, actually, as far as I'm aware.
Mission Impossible? So wait, so I thought you were pissed off about the Arrowverse or you were criticizing quality.
Huh?
I thought you were pissed off at the Arrowverse, but do you not want to talk more about Laurel? Are you in mourning?
Kind of. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be Felicity because she showed up in the flashback herself a few days ago, like, let's go kill that son of a bitch. So it kind of had to either be Thea or,
As I was saying,
it kind of had to be Thea or Laurel, I suppose. I guess it could have been Diggle as well.
Speaking, yes.
But I was pretty sure it wouldn't be William because that's too dark.
I needed it all for
Even for,
Even for Damien.
yes.
Of the dark household. Because his surname is Dark.
I knew I couldn't trust
With an
you,
H in
Bane,
it.
so I used you instead.
Yeah,
What?
season 4's a bit weird, but, that's
Season
one
4
thing.
is a bit weird, yes. It has some real high moments, and then it also has... what the fuck is that? What the fuck is going on with Bane's spine? Jesus Christ.
Too much green stuff.
I do love the fact that he's held behind a gate of, like, paper thin metal.
Well, his spine looks pretty straight. I mean, aside from the bendy bit at the back, but that's... Well, yeah.
Aside from the bit that's really fucked up.
Yeah, aside from the bendy part of it, it's pretty straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else have I... God, because I've seen a lot of stuff. Obviously not going to talk about the Legends of Tomorrow stuff, but... Oh, yeah, there was a time travel episode, an episode or two ago in Flash, where he's like, I gotta solve the speed equation. I'm gonna go back in time and ask Thorn, back when we were fighting the Pied Piper,
Yes.
to solve the equation for me. This plan has no flaws whatsoever.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, it's not his worst plan.
I'd say that's encouraging, but
Which is
no,
saying
that's
something for, there be Barry.
Good old Barry Allen.
Barry supposed to be quite intelligent, CSI Barry. But no, because they gave all that to Cisco.
Eh.
But, you know, there you go.
They were like, well, we've got a team Smarty Pants already.
I just need to disappear for a second, but I will still be able to hear you, so tell me something. So, if you want to talk about something else, I will still be able to hear you. But you're just
Okay.
gonna have to hold it for a second. Hold the thing. This is a good
Yes,
show.
I will do. So basically, um, time travel in Flash. I'm still confused a little bit about how it even works. Because so I'm assuming some kind of ripple effect proofness on time travelers because, well, I mean, at least memory, uh, at least memory is proofed because Barry's memories didn't suddenly change when he went back when he made any changes and then went back to the present. And then but we know that some must have been made, some changes must have happened because that Pied Piper dude, turned over a new leaf. I can't remember if he did that the first time, to be honest, but it certainly treated it like a twist. He's back and he's good now, kind of thing. And then he promptly left the door saying he needed to go and have and go and meet with his parents for dinner because they're reconciling or something, and that's lovely. But no, he's not joining Team Flash. Sorry, guys. But so he didn't. So changes happened, and Barry's memory didn't change. Um. So changes can changes can happen. So stable time loops probably can't. Like Cisco was bringing up the possibility of a stable time loop when he was saying, "Oh, the the emblem, the Flash emblem on our suit is red, but yours is white." So you changed it. Oh wait, now I know it's going to be white. Am I going to change it because I know it's going to be white? So, like, but then time wraiths are also a thing, and time wraiths go and beat up time travelers if they're not careful or something. Which felt a bit like it just came out of nowhere, but I can vibe with it for the episode. Oh crap! I shouldn't have said vibe. That's a pun now. But yes, that isn't to say that I didn't like the episode. I actually thought it was pretty cool, especially when Thorn kidnapped. Well, I say kidnapped, but like, I mean, I guess you could say kidnapped, but he just kind of locked him in a room. Let's just go with kidnapped. So he kidnaps our Barry from season 2 because he's in season 1 time right now, which is kind of a weird sentence, but actually it's not that weird. But anyway, he's kidnapped Barry, and and he's like trying to work out what's gone on in the future, trying to piece together stuff, and he's really quick about it, and he's really smart about it, and then Barry has to bluff like hell to convince him that nah, Thorn, you won. It would be also I I have a secret message for myself. If I die, then he will know how to defeat you. And he had to bluff really hard to, not die. Which I kind of liked, actually showing, Barry being being able to think on his feet, like actually come up with a bluff like that. I was quite impressed. Like it wasn't the best bluff because it was a bit, haha, you activated my trap card, but it was still a nice idea. And the way that Thorn was like, oh no, but if you're here, then I haven't killed you, and if I haven't killed you, then you've probably killed me. So I can just kill you right now and then kill you later or something. But yeah, time travel's hard, especially when they do it so many times.
And he's back.
Welcome back.
Sorry, that was quite a long time. I always forget that
No problem.
it's such a weird kind of status, I guess, status quo that, Thorn is supposed to be this, like, genius or whatever, or at least he is in the show. Because in the comic, he's just a fanboy with really shallow fucking, like, he's just...
Well, I wanted to be you, and then you told me that I was your enemy, so I decided to be evil or something. Is it something like that?
No, it's worse. It's like, I think
It's worse.
I can't remember exactly how it goes, but he's all like, I was your biggest fan, and you traveled in time to meet me in the future, and I idolized you, and I became the hero Flash of my time. But then I managed to travel back in time to see you, and you told me the same advice as you told little Wally West, and so I realized I wasn't special, and so to make you notice me, senpai, I decided to become your
What?
biggest villain.
What?
Oh, also there's a story, and that, and he basically decides to kill Barry's mum, which didn't happen in the original timeline. Just so that he would instantly become the Flash's greatest villain, because he's the one who actually
Killed his mum.
Yeah,
I can see why that would make you the
who
greatest
left
villain
the
in our
deepest
time.
scar possible, or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, I do. Yeah, but like, so he kind of, I think he is really intelligent, but he's also just basically a massive loser.
Yeah.
And so he's more just kind of conniving evil than intelligent evil. What have I got? Identity theft.
You've got identity theft?
No, the look at the freeze technology stolen by the Joker in the Steel Bill. Oh, that's like down below. I think that's a one and done, actually. Let's go and find that, as we're so close. There it is.
Yes.
But yeah, and then Barry's, he's not super intelligent. He's just, he's a CSI. That's kind of it. But he is supposed to be, doing stuff on his own. That's the main difference, is that he doesn't have a massive team. It's just him, and then occasionally a sidekick. Yeah, Flash always seems to overcomplicate both comics and show with that he's supposed to be this great superhero in the future. But and they talk about all these, like, it's like, oh, Zoom was the best, no one compares as a villain to Savitar, and all these name drops, and then he'll fight him with a team and barely win. But when people are coming from the future, or if he visits the Flash Museum, it's always like, oh yeah, Flash did this, and he was some amazing hero, and he did it all alone. It's like, no, he did it with, the team did most of the work, and he barely survived. It was always just a little bit kind of, it's always a bit weird when they really, but I think they do it somewhat in the comics as well, where they have the Flash Museum and all of this stuff, and they do a lot of like how he's one of the greatest superheroes in the world in the future. But it's like, when are we going to get to the future where he's actually competent? I hope you saw that final season poster I sent you, didn't you?
Yeah.
I hope they kill off all of the side cast and just have him finally becoming good on his own. you know?
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Why can't I just go through a door?
Spread out. Find the son of a bitch. Got it?
Yes. But yeah, Flash season 2 is still really good.
Oh, you're on
He
season
still-
2.
He still isn't getting any doesn't feel like he's getting any closer to being able to fight Zoom.
Where are they currently? Because
They left Earth 2 a little while back.
oh wait,
And-
when you say left Earth 2, what were they doing on Earth 2?
They were there to they were there to rescue Jesse so that Zoom wouldn't have that bargaining chip anymore.
Right. Do they know who Zoom is yet?
They know who Zoom is now.
Ah, the big reveal.
Big reveal. Jay is Zoom. And
You heard it here first, folks. About 10 years too late.
about 10 years too late, but yeah. Jay is Zoom. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest, so maybe I'm kind of slow when it comes to this sort of thing, but...
I just remember there's a massive fucking hole in the other side which is so much easier to get to. I'm playing dumb.
So there's a dungeon on one side, or you could just go through a hole on the other?
There's like a massive rocket, missile-shaped hole on one side, or there's the bloody fucking current that you have to ice climb your way through. Where is it? It's over by the train line. It's over here.
Over here.
There it is. See, it's still on fire. And Batman brought his flame retardant boots, so...
You know what I thought was, one thing that, I was really glad that Wells decided to snap at the team for calling Thorn Wells so many times. I mean, even though they knew him as Wells.
No, I get that, yeah, that is such a, yeah.
It's like, guys, this is the actual guy. That was a guy impersonating the guy. And he was also a murderous asshole. Like, could you at least not call him Wells? But yeah.
Why would they... Yeah, I guess it's just kind of like that. If you get so close to... Oh, Jesus, there are so many people in here. Why are there so many people in here? Anyway, Bradley, continue while I deal with fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs.
Oh shit, they got guns now. They fly now? They got guns now. The worst line in any film... Wait, is that the worst line in any film? What is the worst... Oh no. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow Palpatine returned. The dark side of the Force. How great many abilities some would consider unnatural.
Do you think he says that while flirting with people?
Yeah, he probably does. I mean, we know he had to at some point.
Yeah. He has a granddaughter.
Yeah, that whole thing. Which was... Wow, it was really... That movie was really weird.
It was definitely a movie. That is for sure.
It certainly was a movie. But yeah, time travel. Time travel...
Not me. If crap's gonna happen to someone, it'll happen to me.
Time travel in Flash, and... Oh, I nearly said something. Something I probably shouldn't have said.
Say something?
I nearly said something about Legends of Tomorrow.
That's okay, I kind of know stuff.
Okay. So, if you say you kind of know stuff, then I assume you're familiar with the main premise of Legends of Tomorrow.
Basically, Rory became a Time Lord.
Yeah, that's surprisingly accurate.
I mean, he has a
Basically
long
gave him
trench
the
coat.
same appearance.
Yeah. Well, not
Why
as Matt
would they
Smith,
do
but
that?
as the Doctor.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm misremembering him or something. I just feel like the way they made him look as raw as Rip is pretty much identical to how he looks as Raw. No, actually, I'm wrong.
No,
I'm wrong
what
as
the
hell.
shit?
I'm super duper wrong. This is a different cut. He's not got facial hair or anything. Yeah. Yeah, that is absolutely different. That is completely different. I just thought he looked the same because it's the same guy, because of course they're going to look the same, but... Anyway, rambling aside...
Yeah, I was enjoying your debate with yourself. Shit. To decide if Rory looked.
Yeah, I looked up Rory and I looked up Rip, and it turns out that they look completely different. I thought for some
Did you get the picture of Rory where he's wearing that bloody red stag do shirt thing?
Hmm? I don't think I did.
Oh, for fun.
Statue?
I can never remember how to get around. Oh, it's right there.
Get around, round, round, and get around. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do.
What are you trying to work out now? Anyway, you were talking about time travel and Flash.
Yeah, it's just that the rules between shows, as far as I'm aware right now, don't seem to be entirely consistent. Either that, or I've drawn the wrong conclusions about certain facets of.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Bradley.
Time travel mechanics.
Time travel. The more you do it, the less the rules apply to you.
That's fair.
That line won't make sense yet, but it will someday.
Oh man. Oh man. Are you telling me that what's his name is going to be Thorne's gonna come back from being removed from time because he time traveled so much?
That was very non-specific, so I'm just going to say remains to be seen.
Ah, okay.
Mostly because I don't know who you're referring to, but the answer is probably yes, knowing the CW.
Yes.
I found the freeze technology. Side mission complete.
Woo! As much as I'd like Laurel to come back, it would kind of ruin the emotional departure she had there.
Mm-hmm.
But for God's sake, can Quentin at least get thrown a bone one of these days?
I mean, he was married to River Song.
Yeah. Joker's fun house. Riddler drove in.
Wait, could you oh, imagine if you could fast travel in this game. It takes so bloody long.
There's no fast travel. I suppose, like its outside segment isn't massive, so I suppose they're just like, you can just walk it.
I don't mind the getting around the actual open world. It's just getting out the bloody buildings that takes an absolute age. It's like you go down so many corridors to get to one objective, and now you have to get all the way out. And it's like, that said, I've just done this very quickly. And I'm back out into Arkham City. It's weird to think that Arkham City was the one I played so much, but now I know Arkham Knight's so much better. And Arkham Asylum I know fuck all about. Because I can count the number of times I've played Arkham Asylum on one hand.
I see.
4 times.
Oh, that's almost just about. Does Palindrome Man still pose a threat?
What?
Zaz.
Oh. Oh shit, you're right. Why is there a waypoint there? Close. Can't be asked. Acts of violence can't be asked. Cold killer. Have to wait for. Okay, so all of these are waiting for except the Riddler trophies and the Riddler hostage. So I guess I'll just keep going with riddles for now. I could switch to Catwoman and get some of her jewelry back.
Sorry, but that was the funniest. That was the funniest. Just for how un-Batman it was for you to say that.
What?
Acts of violence can't be asked.
Well, I mean, if they will just scream endlessly into the darkness while I'm trying to pick up a Riddler trophy, I've saved them enough times. This is my 12th time through this game. I'm not going to save. Also, it's like you get like 2% for every fucking person that you save, so it takes a bloody long time.
God.
I haven't got time for that shit. I'm getting old, Bradley.
Acts of violence can't be ours.
Arsed. Is there anything more you have to say about the CW adventure?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting about the whole thing with the. They brought up like Flash, Zoom, and it was either Jay or Thorn or something, and Caitlin was like, your legs move at the same time, but like your feet touch the floor for longer than those two guys do, so they run faster. And it was like, okay.
Is that how running works?
I guess that's how running works now, but
wait. So
she says that before he gets obsessed with this speed equation thing. I'm just thinking, bro, she just told you, just don't touch the floor quite as much, bro. You don't need to solve an equation for that, my guy. Just like.
Have you met Vixen yet, by the way?
Oh yeah. She was in the. Was it a web something or other on the CW?
You're gonna have to give me more words than that, Bradley. A web thingy.
Web video, animated something or other.
She was in an animated film, but she hasn't appeared
animated film? Oh, right.
We have talked about this before because I said I watched it, and it had like 3 great places to end, and then finally ended with it.
Yes, you did say that. Yes, I remember now.
And then where it did end was really weird. And it's because, you're setting up her appearance in that, I see, but, you know, why? It could have just done the first ending, led into a Vixen sequel, or a, or, you know, the show that she's going to appear in. But so you haven't seen her in live action yet, then?
Oh, I have seen her in live action. She teamed up with Arrow to blow up a statue.
Oh, Thingy's Totem.
Yeah.
So wait, didn't that mean he lost his powers for a bit?
Yes, he did lose his powers for a bit.
So he got them back and killed Laurel.
Yup.
So you have now you've now watched the dumbest thing that I was waiting all this time for you to see. Would you like to try and tell me what you think the dumbest thing is that I have such issue with?
Would it be? I've got a few possibilities for this. So my first guess would be taking away and hiding only a single piece of the totem.
That's a good guess. It's part of it, yeah.
Dark mouthing off at Merlin while he has absolutely no bargaining chips, and Merlin has the whole last totem except for one piece on the other side that he could threaten to remove by like grinding it into dust, throwing it into the bottom of the ocean.
No, I mean, okay, you were closer on the right track before. Part 1. Why the fuck did Team Arrow keep the totem?
Yep.
In one place?
Yeah.
Number 2, why did that fucking guy who was smart enough to build a chip so the Felicity will be able to walk again, glue it back together?
Oh my god, you're right, he did do that.
Why? If you had a thing that gave someone mystical powers, and you stole it from him and broke it, why the fuck are you not taking every piece to a different part of, side of the planet, using your mate who can run faster than anyone except his main villain who's just a big fanboy? Why isn't he hiding the totem in several, places that the average human can't get to without dying? There are some places on this planet that we just can't exist in normal circumstances without dying. Take 90% of the pieces to those places across the world, and the last couple throw into a volcano or dissolve it into dust and leave it on a beach.
Yeah.
Do not take it to your base, which gets broken into every fucking season, either by police or the supervillains, and then glue it back together so that he can break in and then kill your ex. Oliver, what the fuck? I'm starting to doubt that Season 5 is as good as I remember it, but maybe I was just so happy that it wasn't as dumb as Season 4. What the shit were they doing? I've just remembered where the Catwoman trophy is, I think.
Anything oh god, I mean that just smacks of they didn't plan anything past the getting his totem from him and breaking it or something.
Yeah.
Everything about that is so stupid.
The fact
that they took one piece and were like, I hid it in Dig's house and was like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
That'll do! I mean, if like you say, like they should have just put it. They should have at the very even if they couldn't be asked to go and ask Barry to hide them all over the world. The very least they could have done is taken a piece each.
Why did that guy glue it back together as well?
Why did he glue it back together?
That's the bit that really pisses me off.
I didn't notice that.
That's the bit that really annoys me, is he glued it together. He did so much of the work for them. But
that must have been effort as well, because there were a lot of pieces there, and he just saw it as the pieces. He didn't see them as
the
you know
totem.
the totem beforehand. So
He
didn't even
he
have a
just
great
really
mind
loved
for it.
Jigsaw, and before Oliver could stop him,
Yeah.
my guy was just, you know,
Was it Curtis?
Curtis,
Something?
yeah. Team Flash
He's
had a witty guy with fun hair and, well, just, yeah, a witty guy with technology. So Team Arrow obviously had to, because Felicity wasn't enough. They couldn't do. They were too focused on the sexual innuendos when they were writing Felicity. They needed the good old Cisco general references and tech jokes.
Yeah, it was funny, like, going immediately from this episode to that episode, because the Flash episode of them going back in time had a bunch of characters refer to the time wraiths as Dementors, like from Harry Potter, and then next Arrow episode, it's immediately after Felicity's broken up with Ollie, and Thea's like, she asks about you know who, and Oliver says, look, Felicity's not Voldemort. It's like, okay, someone clearly had Harry Potter on the mind. Like, two separate shows at the same time. What's going on here? How do you get this one? I mean,
I don't know if I stepped on the red.
can this be done by Batman? I mean,
Yes, it is.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
One or both of them. I suppose it has to be done by one or both.
Well, I
of them.
mean, the pink ones or purple ones are Catwoman only. So
Okay.
the green one is, yeah, Batman can get up here, but I can't remember. I think you have to glide perfectly to this end. Oh no, wait, I broke the buttons. Maybe Batman can get in really easily now. I do like the idea of Batman basically had to call up Catwoman and basically say, Selina, Nigma's left a load of trophies and they're purple, so I'm guessing, you know, you're the only woman that likes me who dresses like this still. And give it his kind of misogynistic nature. I'm gonna guess these are for a woman to pick up. So could you give us a hand, please? There's like 20 or something. Do you mind? And she's like, the fuck? And he's like, Selina, there are lives at stake.
There are lives at stake, Selena.
And she's just like, okay. And he's like, you can nick anything you want from Wayne Manor. She's like, now you're talking.
It is really funny to go down
Logic rabbit holes.
Yeah, I scrolled down the recommended randomly and I found a video called Spider-Man Ultimate is Hard to Defend.
Wait, the show or the game?
Oh, sorry, did I say Spider? I meant Ultimate Spider-Man, as in the the shit show with loads of characters so that they can sell
Toys.
Merch.
Yeah.
Yep, so they can sell toys. Why
But
just sell Spider-Man toys when you could sell
unfortunately,
Spider-Man toys?
the shit show was named after a great comic series and a great game based off that great comic series, and so its name will be forever tarnished by that shit show. And Drake Bell, who, you know, did things. Isn't he hiding out in Canada?
Wait, is he?
Isn't he hiding out in Canada? I feel like he was hiding out in Canada. Kind of like someone else.
Done
for murder.
Alright, let's see. Legal issues.
Yeah. That's one way of putting it, isn't it? Yeah, we've got legal issues. What? Ah, fuck!
Wait, really? Oh, come on, what?
Oh, and I'm dead. You're killing me, Bradley.
Oh, I just found out how what the what's the word? The punishment was, the sentence was, and I just can't get my head around. On June 23rd, Bell pleaded guilty to both charges. Then ellipsis. Bell was sentenced to 2 years of probation and 200 hours of community service.
Oh yeah, it's how stuff works if you're rich and famous.
Ah, right, okay.
There's different rules, man. Because all the Disney fans might get sad if they find out that they're...
Yeah, they found out that Drake Bell was done for noncing. Oh, think about how upset they'd all be. Jesus, 2 years? Come on! Anyway.
Anyway.
Actually, I don't even need to be angry about that. That was in America. That's not even my legal system.
Oh, Bradley!
It's not my legal system.
Bradley!
What?
Some WBED execs are open to continuing with Ezra Miller as the Flash, as they have kept themselves out of trouble since starting mental health treatment.
Oh, sure. Oh my god. That's a bad joke.
Oh, guys, they felt so bad, and they're highly medicated now, so nothing could possibly go wrong.
They were bad, but now they're good. Seriously.
Yep, I wish I was joking.
It would have been way better for for WB's rep if they just cut ties, said, "Look,
we're gonna release the Flash. They're not gonna get any money from it.
Yeah,
we're gonna pay the other actors. We're gonna give the film away for free. We're gonna bring back Batgirl."
Yeah, that's...
What's that famous, oh Christ, what's his name? Zuko line. That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, that'll be a film I'm not watching then.
I mean, I'm not gonna go see it at the cinema. It will be one of those illegally
yeah, legally. Yeah, that's what you meant, right?
Legally watched in some way, in some magical way, where I don't give any more money to it, but I don't know. I feel like it will probably. The best thing is it will probably be shit anyway.
That is almost.
You can't have a film go through that much trouble over the course of its development and post. And it not be a massive clusterfuck. I won't touch it cinema wise or with, money if I can help it. But, like the original Justice League, I did want to see it just to find out how bad it was.
I will admit I did that as well, and I was well, not pleasantly surprised, but you know what I mean. I had a good time.
I was amused.
Yes, that's the word, isn't it? Amused. Man. Yes, I was amused. It was...
Ah, shit.
Really, really bad. It's like, that's part of the,
It's massive bullshit that Batman's insta takedown multiple people on the floor equivalent for Catwoman is she spins around with a whip and does some damage, but that's it. It doesn't, permanently take them down, it just puts a load more people on the floor. What am I supposed to do with a load of people on the floor? Does it kill them? Can I spend it?
That's part of the difficulty of making a movie, though, isn't it? You've got 2 to 3 hours to tell your story, so that means you need to have a story that can be told in 2 to 3 hours. Funnily enough, I don't think that. I mean, just using Justice League Whedon cut versus Justice League Snyder cut. Snyder cut was way better.
Yeah, but it wasn't perfect still.
It wasn't perfect either. But, you couldn't cut very much of that and still have the story, work the way it did.
They could have put all the slow-mo at normal speed.
Why didn't they just, because what is it? Is it 4 hours and some change, or is it just like 4 hours?
It's 4 hours, I think. Ish.
4 hours-ish. I'm just gonna do a double check on that. Not that I don't believe you, but because I want a more exact value. Snyder.
Does Catwoman have the quickfire? Oh, for fuck's sake. God, I hate how slow her weapons are. Jesus Christ.
And the judgment is...
You're dead.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, yeah. How long is it?
So 2:42 minutes, so yeah, just about 4 minutes. I guess they couldn't have done that then, because they like the big finales to be big finales. But, why didn't they just do it as, part 1, part 2,
Well, that was the original plan. I mean, didn't they...
Right.
They were also, when they were releasing the Snyder Cut, they were like, oh, we're gonna release them as, 4 episodes. Because there's, 4 parts of it, aren't there?
Yeah. 6 parts according to this.
Oh, yeah, shit, sorry. I think they were gonna... But some of them are really short. Oh, she does have quickfire, thank fuck. Oh, Christ.
She's dead.
Fucking guns, man. Guns as Catwoman is such a problem. Guns as Batman's fine, nothing, no problem.
Time to die, kitty cat.
I've killed you so many times, Two-Face. Such a good Catwoman book I read at Christmas. It's basically the kind of finale to Tom King's Batman run, but it was separated into its own book. And it's really interesting because, it's a Batman run. It is about Batman, but Catwoman's a real key player in Tom King's Batman run. So, to then have this basically what is the epilogue of his Batman run, and it's pretty much its central character is Catwoman and her friendship and kind of with the Joker is such an interesting concept, and it's one of the best books it was such a good book to finish 2022 with, man. I don't know if you need the context of his entire Batman run first, but Jesus, Batman and Catwoman, fucking excellent. And also it makes you question a lot more about Catwoman's morality, because she is not against killing people, but she doesn't because Bruce wouldn't like it.
Huh.
So, but it is really interesting. Do you want to talk about Marvel now?
Yes, let's talk about Marvel now.
The other side of the street.
Other side of the street.
where things are slightly lighter, and people with bows and arrows get run over by their own snowplow instead of
Oh yeah, that was kind of sad.
convicted of violent crimes on the everyday and still get to keep their movies going. Because WB is kind of a shit show. Anyway, yes. How would you like to start?
So let's see. We've got the Phase 4 movies and the Phase 4 things.
I think there's a section which does it in order on the Disney Plus Home thingamajig, so it does movies and TV all in like the line that they released, the order they released even. That didn't happen.
Sorry, I'm just...
Also, it's really confusing that Spider-Man No Way Home isn't there, because... Wait, is Spider-Man No Way Home going to come onto that? Because I thought it was supposed to come out on Netflix. But then... the other Spider-Men are there now, aren't they? Is Spider-Man... Is the other Spider-Man films still on Netflix, or do they all get taken off?
I feel like they got taken off. Could be wrong.
Maybe it's when Spectacular Spider-Man leaves, all of the Spider-Man stuff leaves. Do.
Yes, this'll do. I've got an overview of everything. Yeah. I've got an overview of everything.
You have all of the knowledge and all of the power.
I have all the knowledge.
You are he who remains.
I am...
For such a dumb name, they did do quite well at putting quite a lot of gravitas on that name, didn't they? He who remains.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it would have been better if he was called the Omnipresent One or something, but I guess you're right.
Is that a reference to something? Is that a reference to Zelda?
I'm trying to just off the cuff something.
Fair enough. God, Two-Face really did just to spite Catwoman put all of her loot from her apartment in just the random pockets of random thugs. Like he didn't even do his thing where he splits. He has an obsession with splitting loot and stuff in two. How much of her loot did he steal? 16. I've got half of it, so that's quite Two-Face. Split it in half. But he didn't split it in half. He split it across 16 of his men. But it's whatever.
Okay, I've got everything in order here.
Good.
So I take it we're gonna just go through everything in release order and then say this should have been a movie, this should have been
a and then reasoning.
And reasons, okay. Okay, so first and foremost is of course the opening act of season 4 of the MCU.
That's basically what it is, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, I suppose so. So, of course, the first one is WandaVision, and I think it kind of does have to be a series. And it has to be a series on the grounds that it's a lot more slow burn and a lot more, oh, look at this thing, did you notice this thing? Can you solve the mystery yet? And very much trying to get people talking about it and coming up with theories between episodes, which is obviously not something you can do if you just release one movie and then, by the end the mystery should be solved, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think I would partly say it had to be a series because of the whole riffing off TV shows. It made a lot of sense, and how
That's
they
true as
do
well.
an
Yeah.
era every 2 episodes. Is it 2 or 3
Yeah,
they do
something
it?
like that.
But at the same time, I kind of think it would have been interesting if they did do it as 3 as a how many episodes are there?
9, I think.
I think it would have been really interesting if they did a series of 3 movies, each movie containing basically the plot of, you know, oh, for fuck's sake. Catwoman, so much better at combat, or so much more fun at combat, but fuck me, when guns are involved, it's just bullshit. It is just bullshit how, because she doesn't have any, like, her escape method is really slow. You forget the fucking grip thing, you can get shot to shit while doing the, you know, the good, perfect. And she doesn't have smoke bombs. Like, if you get shot at, also her... I'm trying to do the quickfire stuff. And she doesn't have a quickfire batarang like Batman does. It's just, they really fucked up when they put Catwoman into the open world with all the enemies having lots of guns. Because stealth is just so difficult with her moveset. Anyway, sorry, rant over. As usual, I got distracted ranting about this stupid game that I love.
Where exactly were we? Something about the...
I think it would have been cool if they released 3 movies out of WandaVision in 1 month.
Ah, yes.
It's like the first week of the month, the third week of the month, and the... fifth week of the month. Well, there's 4 to 5 weeks in a month.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Kind of. On the technicality, there's like... It crosses over with the next... Whatever. Okay, well, it's like first, third, and fourth, maybe. So the delay... I think that would have been interesting, and then people could have gone and basically done a whole like trilogy binging at the cinema thing. Would have been,
yeah.
Just because, you know, I think for WandaVision it did benefit from that build up of time, but it would have been interesting if it could have worked as a film, but a series of films, you know, to basically give Wanda a trilogy rather than a 9-episode series where she spends it having a shit time. And then you realise she's the reason it's shit. So. Anyway, I've totally gone the wrong direction to where I want to go. What was next on the old Phase 4? Wait, what you were saying it had to be a show, didn't you?
Yeah. I think it kind of has to be a show on the grounds that...
No, I do think you're right.
Yeah.
I just like the like.
The concept is great as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good concept. I just would have. I'm as a kind of someone who's interested in experimentation. You know, when comics decide to experiment, or when films decide to experiment a bit more, I fucking love it.
Well, yeah, it's
so, you know, basically, I would have enjoyed seeing them try. I don't think it would have worked, or would have. You know, I don't want them to have done it. I'm stuck.
He's stuck. He's really, really stuck. Next on the Phase 4,
Falcon Winter Soldier? Jinx?
I would actually... no! I would actually say... You know what? I think it could have been a movie.
I think it should have been a movie. I don't just think it could have, I think it should have. I think they should have edited it down, perfected the villain, made the villain a lot more, you know, so you agree with them, rather than, oh, you agree with their concept, but they murder people for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I was thinking about the boat episode, but like, you can have a quiet scene in an action movie like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be its own episode. And I mean, this is pretty flipping important. It's Sam taking up the mantle of Captain America. It's his. In a way, it's kind of like an origin story.
Yeah, no, it is totally.
And the third act, you know, the payoff is when he comes in with the suit and is Captain America. And it's like that would have been a great, you know. It could have been good as a movie, and it would have been good as a movie, and it kind of felt like a movie that was chopped up into bits.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, it was. They lost a
long.
lot on the editing room floor, and because of COVID, so.
Oh, that's a shame.
I do think it should have been a movie, though. I'm glad that they're doing a movie for the next outing of that Captain.
What's she doing here?
Oh, for fuck's sake! Stop throwing guns at Catwoman.
Throwing guns?
You know what I meant.
Shooting guns?
Well, no, basically spawning enemies with guns. Because she can deal with them fine in the comics, but in this game, she's fucking underpowered. Okay, sorry, what's next?
I'm
very feisty tonight, I do apologise.
What's next? Next is Loki, which I do think could have been a movie as well, especially from its shorter length compared to...
Yeah...
You'd only need about half an hour of time to be, you know, edited down to hit a really reasonable time frame for a movie.
I think it should stay as a show, but I think they should have cut one episode. And basically...
Do you have a particular episode in mind, or...?
No, I just mean I think they should have cut an episode, like, length-wise.
Right. Okay.
And just kind of narrowed it all down, because there was a couple bits of where... Not that it was necessarily bad to let it breathe. But some of them were a lot slower than others, and some of them, you know, the first episode and the last episode were brilliant. I think there was a really good episode in the middle somewhere, but some of the others were just like, okay, can we get to the good one now? Yeah. How many more Oh, one more. There's one more bastard with my loot. What's next, brothers?
What's next would be... After Loki, it's...
Oh, hey, when do you want to get a PS5? Never.
At some point. What If, which, for obvious reasons, has to be a show.
Yeah, no, they couldn't.
I don't think anyone's going to try and...
It's an anthology, so you can't do that as a movie.
Yeah. I wonder if someone could, like, try to edit
unless they worked
bits and pieces.
I mean, someone's trying to do a massive MCU supercut where based on timeline, so it all happens in the entire MCU chronologically accurate. But I don't think he's going to include What If in it because it's alt universe stuff. And I don't think he's including any of the, you know, Raimi or other universe stuff. So.
Yeah, so, well, that one was pretty obvious. Next, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which was a movie.
I think that could have been a show, actually.
Really?
I think it was the first entry in Phase 4, which I unabashedly loved. Unapologetically loved, while every other one up to that point I liked, but had, you know, I was, for everything I was like, it's like, you know, I liked it, but, you know, and Shang-Chi was the first one where I didn't say I liked it, but, you know?
Yes.
So that was nice to be able to, you know, just enjoy it, although on a second watch, that final fight was quite long. Which was complaint I had for Wakanda Forever as well, where some of the fights were long, not as a detriment, but as a personal thing. I want to do more heart stuff than fighty fisticuffs and worrying a character I like is going to die.
What's she doing here?
Yeah.
Mike, over here.
So do you think it could have worked as a show, or do you think it only could have worked as a movie?
I mean, I guess it could have worked. I mean,
Maybe it would have been compared too much to Iron Fist.
Oh, actually, yeah, I could. Because the thing is, I'm very satisfied with it as it is now, as a movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if they changed it into if it was a show,
It might not have been,
as good
yeah.
as it is. And that's kind of making me think maybe they shouldn't. Maybe that would be a bad idea, and you know they absolutely made the right call this time.
I mean, I think, as you said, there would have been some interesting tonal shifts if they basically just tried to edit that film into 6 or 4 episodes. That would have been something.
Oh, here's the big one. Eternals series
without a question, without a shadow of a doubt. Why the fuck was that a film?
Like, so just it was
begging for it. Sadly, it was probably because they had an Oscar-winning director.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, well, you know, maybe she'll get us an Oscar. If you give her a better script, maybe she will.
Yeah, damn.
It was not good. It was
not good, and it was
think of doing that.
so
There's no way I can
sorely lacking in, you know, time. An ensemble cast, an ensemble cast of characters we've never seen before. 10 of them, wasn't it? 10 characters we've never seen.
It's quite a lot, yeah.
It's a big ask to get us to like and sympathise and, you know, enjoy all of these characters in the span of less than 3 hours.
Unless your name is James Gunn.
Fair.
I've got it on DVD now. That was one of the things that arrived the other day. It was £4, and I was like, "Yep, fine." Just to add it to the collection, and then I'll make an alternate cover which is featuring the only Eternal I actually liked, Makari, because Makari had the best scene and was fucking cool.
I forgot who Makari was.
She was the fast one.
Oh yeah.
Who had like the best fucking speed scene of all, you know, of like most things. Imagine, compare how Marvel did her speed to Quicksilver, especially.
Oh, Marvel doing Quicksilver.
Yeah, Marvel doing speed in Avengers Age of Ultron to Makari in Eternals. They had such a level up. Like, they did just basically sped up the footage and had to get the other actors to move really slowly.
Yeah, I did like Makari's speed, especially. And yeah, that was just a bad idea, making it a full movie instead of a series, at the very least, first and foremost, so we can really get to know these characters and really get to see each one's individual, you know, personality, likes, dislikes, values, fears, desires, hopes, dreams, you know, like, we needed a lot more from them to actually be invested in the characters, to actually be like, oh no, he's gone bad and, like, tried to shoot the others with his eye beams.
Oh no, Superman's gone bad. What a surprise! There is a fucking Catwoman thing somewhere around here. Why didn't I mark it as Batman? Shit. What next, Doc?
Next up is Hawkeye, which...
Ooh, cut Clint out and make it a show about Kate? A film about Kate?
Is there perhaps some bias here? No,
Ye-
wait, that sounds perfectly unbiased. But yeah, it could have been.
It could have been a Kate
It's
film, it could have been a Kate show. FYI,
yeah.
Clint was fucking dead when Kate became Hawkeye originally, and Captain
Really? Oh.
Steve gave her Clint's bow. So, yes, there is some bias and there is some prelude to that whole possibility. Kate in Secret Wars definitely needs to slice the fuck out of a Kang with a big ass sword. Just saying. It happened once, it can happen again.
It can happen again. Yeah, I think it's alright as a series as it is now. It could maybe have been a movie, but
Oh, you shit.
I mean, it's a lot easier to say. Like with What If was an anthology and definitely, had it had to be a series. A show that clearly has, arcs going along the way is much easier to be a series. Something that's just kind of start to finish, one overarching plot line, the way this is, the way Hawkeye is, and the way Falcon the Winter Soldier was.
It could have been edited down, but at the same time, they edited so much good stuff out anyway. I think Hawkeye should have stayed as a show, and it did. So, but
And it did.
it should have had more show in its show.
More show in the show. Next movie is Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say that I think it maybe would have been better as a series.
It would have definitely been interesting to see, because we could have had an episode solely on more of the fallout straight away of Peter's identity being revealed and him trying to fight crime with his name out there.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Because some of the people he took down could have actually come after him in his house. Rather than the brick through the window from some Mysterio fans or conspiracy theorists.
I'm a good lawyer.
It could have
really
just, they could have actually just had some people trying to, some people that Peter, took down previously trying to kill Aunt May. And maybe because Peter's trying to keep a low profile, he doesn't fight in costume, but Matt's there, and Matt does his total, pretending to be blind, tripping people over with his staff and shit that he does quite a lot in the comics. He's like, I'm, just a lawyer. And then he'll take the opportunity of people wearing night vision goggles to blind them. Anyway, but yeah, no, as you said, they could have had a whole episode of Andrew in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Do you think half of it, in his own universe first, so we could actually see him, taking down criminals the hard way, as he mentions? So rather than him telling us that, we actually see him being.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
A brutal Spider-Man.
Yeah, it depends on what they're allowed to use, though, doesn't it? Because they might not have been allowed to use that world, so to speak.
Well, I mean, if to get the character, I feel like the character's more important than the world.
Would be harder, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, I think it would have been fine. We could have actually had, a more crossover with Venom as well. And I don't know how much. I mean, one of the things that Toby actually said was he deliberately said, I don't want you to go too much into what my Peter's life was like after those movies. Because he kind of didn't want he wanted fans to still basically just have whatever they imagined for him in their heads and not to break that. So that's why he's deliberately vague. you know, he doesn't say him and MJ got married. It's just like we make it work. It's very subtle, and which is interesting. So I don't know whether maybe we could have still got an episode of Andrew, because that's quite key to the mental state that Tom Holland's Peter is. But I kind of like the fact that Toby's perhaps could have just been an episode in his own, that Andrew has a full episode in his own world before getting taken to the MCU one, while Toby is a full episode in the MCU one, finding out that his identity's been really revealed in this world. Would be interesting. And he's just going around fighting crime as a young youth pastor. Old youth pastor. What is it Andrew calls him?
Something youth pastor.
Oh, doesn't he say, are you going to fight crime as a cool youth pastor, maybe? I don't know.
Cool youth pastor sounds about right.
Sounds right, yeah.
One thing I think would have been rather funny is an episode is as a concept for one of the episodes would have been Holland finding out, or either finding out or reasoning that, these guys are from other universes with other Spider-Men, with another Spider-Man in them. Maybe I should look for this. Maybe I should look for this Spider-Man, and he decides to go incognito with it, and then he's looking around for Spider-Man, and maybe he's looking around for this other Spider-Man. Maybe the other two have also realised that there's another Spider-Man, and they do a comedy sequence where they're always just missing each other, like that one episode of Doctor Who with David Tennant and Donna.
Oh right, yeah.
Each other every time, like and then they meet up and stuff happens. And I think like one of the best parts of, a lot of people would say it's the best part of No Way Home, but it was with the interactions between the three the Spider-Men, and having maybe it's just because I would absolutely kill for more time with those three goofing around and stopping crimes.
Yeah, imagine just some Tom Holland's brother, robs a store, goes out, and there's 3 Spider-Men waiting for him. That would have been. Or the Prowler. Could have got the Prowler back.
Yeah.
Set up Miles.
Out of all of them, that's definitely the bit I would have liked the most. And even then, you could have an epilogue episode, potentially.
What, with him in the new costume and...
Yeah, potentially,
and finding out what he was doing when the tree that was like 5 minutes away from his house was falling over in Hawkeye. Because that's what everyone was questioning. Where the fuck was Peter if he's that close to that tree, which the Hawkeyes bloody brought down on the ice rink?
Yeah. Because
he was there before Christmas, and they do that on Christmas, isn't it? Or or something.
Yeah, it was... Well, maybe Christmas Eve, but, sometime at Christmas when they have a Christmas tree up. So it strikes me as probably very close to Christmas.
What's next?
What's next on the list? It's Moon Knight. Moon Knight.
It could have been a film.
Yeah.
I think it wasted some time.
It did a bit. I really liked the...
Definitely could have had more with his wife.
Oh, yeah, definitely, God.
What was his wife called? Layla. Oh man.
When she gets her powers,
she really stole the show. I'm sorry, but like I loved her character was so much cooler.
I can't disagree. But yeah, if they trimmed a little of the fat here and there, I guess it could have been a movie. Alternatively, they could have just given us some more episodes. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to know what they could actually cut though, because they definitely couldn't. Like the first episode is, in hindsight, kind of, just one mystery box, one big mystery box. Then there's there's the flashback episode where, we find out how exactly Stephen and Mark came to be like this, so to speak. Yeah,
Yeah.
how the whole situation happened.
Trauma.
And it's like that the trauma stuff is just so it was very emotional, and I wouldn't want to lose any of that for for time constraints.
But at the same time, well, they could have started with that and alluded to it more than shown it outright, couldn't they?
True enough.
I mean, because it's, as you said, it's quite a mystery box for the characters themselves, but I don't know. Maybe, I mean, how significant is the revelation that Stephen is like the defense personality, and Mark is the original? I suppose.
I mean, one of the reasons it's such a big deal is because I suppose it had been alluded to before that Mark was was around for a long time, but we just didn't know how long, because Stephen said, no wait, I mean, Stephen's the guy we're first with.
Yeah.
So if you know nothing about the source material, like I didn't, you kind of just assume that Stephen's your guy. Stephen's
That is who it is. Yeah.
That's Stephen, and then he's also got a superpowered evil side called Mark.
I mean, literally the only thing I knew is Moon Knight is Mark. That's all I knew going in, so I was pretty much in the same boat. So I was like, who the fuck is Stephen Grant?
Yeah, so then to find out that he was, created as a defense mechanism for, against the trauma, it's like, oh, he isn't Stephen. Stephen is yeah, it feels like a pretty big revelation. It felt like a pretty big revelation to me, at least.
Yeah. I think we've had She-Hulk even commented on it, the number of daddy issues in like the earlier phases. But
Yeah.
Phase 4 definitely flipped the script and had shit mums on the regular, didn't it?
Indeed, it did.
Hawkeye, Moon Knight. I mean, the police accused Aunt May of some shit, of basically letting him endanger himself and other people. I mean, surely there's some Eternal stuff. I think I'm grasping at straws here. How close to the end are we? Because we could always pick it.
Halfway through.
We could pick it up next time with the MCU stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
I think we're kind
There's
of
still a lot of stuff to go through.
yeah, and I'm currently just pissing about waiting. Also, I've realised what I'm waiting is the wrong character. I should have changed back to Batman, so that people could get shot and other side missions could happen, shouldn't I? Goddamn. I am stupid. Alright, well, that'll wrap it up.
Alright, okie dokie.
Bum, ba, bum, bum.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.